Hey guys, Rick Taylor here with KS USA. Today we're going to talk about how to install your KS remote for your KS dropper. So we're going to talk about how to install any of our 1x remotes. And so basically with the 1x remotes you have a couple of different configurations. You have, if it's got a set screw here like this, you have a reverse route capability. And basically what that means is if you've got your cable running back to your seat post and you have this mounted, you can put the open end into the remote this way, and there's actually a set screw here that's going to tighten down and capture the cable that way. So what you can do is you can put your cable clamp down at the far end where your seat post is. You route this through the housing, and then you can route it up and through your seat post. You pull in the slack here and tighten that down. So that is the reverse routing. Now you also have traditional routing capability on this, and that's where you actually just push the cable through this way, and I'm going to show you this fixed end here. This is the fixed end from the factory for the cable, and you can actually, that'll slide in there, and there's a small recess that'll fit into. So that would be your traditional routing. So depending on which remote you've selected, you can choose which routing you want to do. And we're just going to show you how to mount this to the bar today. If you want to see how to set up the other end of the cable and attach it to your seat post, definitely go on to our website, kssuspension.com. Look at the YouTube videos. You'll look up which seat post that you've selected or you own, and it'll show you how to attach the other end of the cable to your particular seat post. But let's go ahead and look at how to install this remote. And so what we'll do is there's a clamp here. So any of the direct to bar mount have a clamp screw at the bottom. We're going to unscrew that and open up the clamshell here. Depending on where you'd like to have this rest on the bar, like I would say that's probably too far over because your thumb's going to come in contact with that. So I would move it over to the other side of your brake lever here, and I'm going to flip this over just so you can see what we're doing. Okay, we're going to put the bolt in there. We're going to tighten that down. Okay, and so that's pretty good, I would say. Ergonomically, that's a good reach. Now, if you decided that you wanted it a little closer and you're bottomed out here against your brake lever, what you can do on these is you can loosen this. Okay, and you have a second hole here to move that over. So you can go ahead and move that over, tighten it down, and if you decide that's a good spot for it, you can go ahead and tighten that other clamp down. Now, you know, if you decide you want to kind of split the difference, now you can still move that over and really fine tune it. Okay. The other thing to consider when you're setting this up is the position, or I should say the plane of the lever. So this can rotate, obviously. And so you want to set it up so that it's easy for you to use when you're in your relaxed position on the bar, and make sure that you have it in a position where you wouldn't contact this with your knee as you're pedaling or maneuvering on the bike. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and torque that clamp down. You want to tighten that clamp bolt down to about 3 Newton meters, much tighter than that. And what'll happen if you're have any kind of a mishap or you hit the remote, you want it to be able to actually move slightly. Not as easy as I just showed, but that's just an example. If you had an impact, it'll move it on the bar as opposed to breaking the clamp. So at 3 Newton meters, that's going to be a good spot for it to be tight enough that it'll function properly. But if you do have an impact, it can allow it to kind of move and probably save the remote for you that way. Okay. Now we're also going to talk about our direct mount. And when I say direct mount, we mean direct to a SRAM or a Shimano brake lever, or anything that is iSpec EV or matchmaker type setup. In this case, we're going to show you the Southpaw. And so both Southpaw and Westy Matchmaker or iSpec EV mount the same way. And essentially, you're just going to have a T-nut that is either Shimano or SRAM, and you'll just take the bolt and the direct mount adapter, thread that in place, and then you'll slide this to that plane that you desire and tighten it down. And then with this one, on the Southpaw stuff, you actually have a sliding adjustment. Okay, and so you can slide that wherever you'd like it and tighten that down. Now I'll caution you on this bolt, it's a very small fastener and it has to be for this all to fit in this space and work. So a small fastener like this is 2 Newton meters. If you torque it more than 2 Newton meters, you're probably going to break the bolt. So be really careful with that and only torque to 2 Newton meters. Again, these are available in the reverse route, or what they also call universal routing, and also traditional. So depending on which one you've selected, you'd either feed your cable in so that it routes this way and fits in the recess that it's designed for, or if you have the reverse route, you'll have a set screw at the bottom and you'll route it the other way and tighten it down. And again, take a look at kssuspension.com. Look at the dropper post that you currently have and watch that installation video. It'll actually show you how to set up the other end of the cable to your dropper post and get you all ready to ride.